right, Shalom, Shalom with the Brothers of Great Millstone, the church here in Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Yeah, the ancient Hebrew tongue, that would be the correct name of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's like it. Yeah, I also want to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, you brothers out there laboring in His work, and as always, the believers, the Hakim as well as the Aqua that subscribe to these teachings as well. So we back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and as always, we're coming in the spirit of prophecy. And again, what you're witnessing right now, everything that's unfolding here on the planet Earth, the heavy spirit of unrestlessness and, the spirit of fear beginning to lay hold on you people, uncertainty. Well, it all goes back and ties into biblical prophecy. And really, the method, if you will, to these things taking place is nothing more than a signet, so to speak, to this transition of power. All right, when you go into the scriptures, especially in relation to the doctrine of our Lord Yahushua, it's centered around kingdoms, and in particular, the rise and fall of different kingdoms and empires. Matter of fact, let's go to Matthew, the 13th chapter, And this is one of the stumbling blocks for Jake. This is one of the ways the Lord kept the undesirable, just some simple Negro, Latino, or Native American from coming into this arena. The mere fact that the overtone of it is concerning rulership. Jake won't know part of that. They're not built mentally to deal with that type of information. That's why the scriptures say, is Israel a homeborn slave, man? Can you imagine Lil Wayne, one of these niggas having to govern over people, or the mentality of these niggas, NBA young boy, one of these clowns, man, or just some nigga on the street, or even one of you guys in a kufi. You don't have the makeup, the build to rule and govern, all right? See, what we have been exposed to is the teachings that concern rulership, and how to govern over the world to come. Matter of fact, give me Revelation 1, I believe it's 1 and 6. Go ahead.
Matthew 13, and verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
See that? Read it again.
And the disciples came unto him and said, the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
Right, so Yahushua didn't come on the scene to gather all, so it wasn't a call to bring so-called black people together with Yahushua in that ministry. Neither is to this very day. All right, we continue in that legacy of pretty much speaking in parables. What we teach, it goes clean over the head of you people, man. See, go ahead.
It said, he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom.
See, the mysteries of the kingdom, see?
The mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
Yeah, so it was given to you. This understanding is dealing with a kingdom. Matter of fact, look up that word kingdom right there. All right, come on.
This is the book of Revelations 1 and verse 6. And he hath made us kings.
And he hath what?
He hath made us kings.
He hath made us kings. See, go ahead.
And priests.
And priests. Go ahead.
Unto the Most High, his Father. To him be glory and dominion forever. Amen.
Yeah, so what you're witnessing is your next rulers. All right, the Lord has made us and designed us to be the next kings. All right, which really, when you go into it, we was the kings the whole time. And that's pursuant to Ephesians, the 1st chapter. That's why when the kingdom of heaven is set up and, starting with Yahushua, King David, the 12, the 144,000, that governing body, whenever we sit on that throne, Lord willing, we numbered amongst that precious elk. But when we sit on that throne, we're not going to get up again because that's our rightful lot. We were designed to be those kings. See? So you got what you got?
This that word kingdom. And it reads royal power, kingship, dominion.
Yep, read that again.
It said royal power, kingship, dominion.
Yep, royal power, kingship, dominion. See, go ahead.
Rule. It says a kingdom, the territory subject to the rule of a king.
It said the territory is subject to the rule of a king. Now, it's heavy when you go into the word territory. It takes you back to the word terrestrial, which means terrain. Meaning that proves right there that this kingdom of heaven is going to be on the planet Earth. All right, now it's going to extend throughout the heavens. And that's for the serious minded, but that's recorded in St. John 14 chapter. All right, this kingdom is going to extend throughout the heavens. But, the the basis, if you will, the central, location, is going to be back in our land. The kingdom of heaven is going to be here on the planet Earth, where we're going to rule over the nations, starting with Esau. We're going to govern over the nations and rule them and oppress them with a rod of iron. That's going to take place right here on the planet Earth. All right. So, yep. What you got?
Real quick, Psalm 75 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
But the Most High is the judge.
Mm-hmm.
He put it down one
Mm-hmm.
and settled up another.
Yeah. So the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shah, is the one who's pulling the strings, if you will. The Lord sanctioned really for all these kingdoms, to come into power and ultimately to fall out of power. All right. But that one constant, if you will, that one kingdom that will be a perpetual kingdom would be the kingdom of heaven. All right. Spearheaded by our Lord Yahweh Shah leading the charge, as well as the 144,000 governing body that's set to govern over the planet Earth and again and beyond. All right. So anybody else got something?
No.
All right. So now let's go to Daniel real quick. All right. Because again, this thing is about rulership, man. That's what it's all about. Hey, you got Jakes out there, and I'm talking about those of the circumcised, those of you guys that know that you're Israelites. Which you had these, it came out. You know who the niggas was who was up in the state capitol? It was HOI, man. They're doing too much again. Niggas out there. And I think they had the title of it, HOIs, preaching the word of God, and some shit.
Pull up.
The pull-up boys are here at the Capitol, and no matter what, we don't. Crazy shit, man. But these different Israelite groups, they're nothing more than entry-level camps, man. You can find out that you're an Israelite. You'll find out about Deuteronomy 28 chapter, and that's it, man. Now, reason why I bring that up is because when you go into Deuteronomy 28 chapter, obviously you can connect, Esau with it. You say, oh, yeah, Esau, they're the ones who sold us slavery and they dealt treacherously with us. But what was it an effort to do? Establish rulership. Esau wasn't just kicking your ass. At the same time, they was establishing their rule over you, man. So it proved that this thing is about rulership. Even you going into captivity, it was an effort for Esau to be in power. Because in order for someone to be in power, they have to have subjects. See? So Esau being in power was at the expense of Israel. See that? So this thing across the board is about rulership, man. So us being raised up is not to be raised up here in America. Like you raised up in America and you still paying fucking water bill and damn cable bill, man. That's how simple a nigga is, man. We Israel, we raised up, but you gonna wake up Monday and go to work, man. See, to show you how far removed you guys are, you really don't understand the gist of Yahweh Shai's message, man. Okay? You got to remember, that's King Solomon right there. Okay? You got something?
Yeah, real quick. It's 1 Samuel 2 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, make us poor and make us rich.
Right. So the Lord made us poor, okay? But at the same time, he's going to be responsible for making us rich. Okay? Scripture tell you how Yahweh Shai is the one who gives it said riches, poverty, good health. All these things come from Yahweh Shai. Right? Go ahead.
It says he bring us low.
Yep, the Lord brought us low. Okay, go ahead.
And lift us up.
And lift it up. And we're in the best position right now. Being the basis of men right now. Matter of fact, give me that in first, what's that, 1 Corinthians, the first chapter? Okay, because if you're already on top, then the next step for you is to go down. That's simple logic. And if you're at the bottom, then the only way is up from there. See? So that's why we glory in our infirmities. We glory that we're at the bottom right now. Because now we qualify to be raised up. See, we fit the scriptures. We fit the prophecies. Our story makes sense. It don't make sense. You got these so-called Jews, they run everything. But according to the prophecies, the Lord is going to raise up the poor. Don't make no sense. The only story makes sense is our story. See, matter of fact, hold that and give me what you got real quick.
This is 1 Corinthians 1 and 27. It says, but the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
Go ahead.
And the Most High have chosen the weak things.
See, the Most High have chosen the weak things, man. We the weak things. You know what proved that? We don't have a standing army over here. Hey, all these other nations, even Elon, them, you know what I mean, weirdos niggas in sandals. Well, guess what? They got ICBM missiles. They got what Jake got the technology. What Jake, received the email, dealing with, the breakdown of the ICBM missile, man. These other nations, they possess that. These other nations, they have a seat on the UN. What we have. So we weak, man. See, go ahead.
It says, and the Most High have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Yep, go ahead.
And base things of the world.
Yeah, base things. Base symbolizes the bottom. That's why, if you have a house, the lowest level of the house is the basement. We the base things, man. See, go ahead.
It says, and the things which are despised have the Most High chosen. Yeah, and things which are not.
Yep, things which are not, because this kingdom is not physically manifested yet. We're a representation of it, but physically, you don't see us with crowns and scepters. So this is not, manifested as yet. Go ahead.
It says to bring to naught the things that are.
And what things are this kingdom. You can actually see the rulership of the so-called white man. You can see the bankers in their private security, which is known as the police. You can see that. You physically see the lights behind you. That's a segment that they empower, man. But as the word of the Lord is true, what you're witnessing is royalty, behind enemy lines. We're royalty in exile, okay? Now, if you're seeing things through the spiritual lenses, of the scriptures, then you'll know that starting with the apostles, the leadership here at Great Millstone, these are the next rules, and the Lord set us on the scene to prove that point. We're going to get into that in this lesson. But before we do, let's go back here.
Because it's 1 Samuel 2 and verse 8. He raised up the poor out of the dust.
Yep, see? Raised up. How can you be raised up if you're already elevated? See that? So the Lord is raising up the poor out of the dust, which, by the way, that word dust symbolizes confusion. And that's heavy. You're going to be raised up out of Babylon. But we was raised up out of the confusion, the state we was in before we was exposed to the proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding the scriptures. We actually thought we was African American. That's crazy shit. I marvel at that now. When you go into it, you find out that those are two Edomites, Africanus and America Vespucius. Yet we said we was there. Here it is. You black as tar, or your hair is nappy as ever. And you associate yourself. Which, by the way, when you have certain guys might come to the camp, or they might try to challenge the authority that the Lord set up, and we'll ask them a question like, what's your nationality? And they want to dismiss, no, that's a valid question, man. All right, if you was in the presence of an ambassador, okay, and they ask you that and you say, I'm an African American, they'll laugh you to scorn. They'll show you how far from grace we have fallen, man. But now we slowly coming back, see? But that's a form of the Lord raising up the poor from the dust, from that confusion state we was in. Go ahead.
It says he raised up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar.
And go again and lift it up. And lift it up. You have to be at the bottom first and lift it up. Go ahead.
The beggar from the dung heap.
Right. And to get a better understanding on that, the breakdown is in Lazarus the rich man. Because that's the same story. That's that same beggar being lifted up. Did not it say that the beggar was laid at the gates of the rich man? Which goes into America, man. See, go ahead.
It says to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Right, so the Lord is going to set us among princes. And that's dealing with the 144,000. Go ahead.
For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the world upon them.
Right, and the pillars represents the stability of the earth. A pillar is what holds up, a temple, a house, or a building, or what have you, man. So the welfare of the earth, let's get that. The earth is going to be upheld by the elect star with our Lord Yahushua. Why? Because we're going to govern in righteousness, man. You're not going to see which you should be inflamed when you see things. I know I am. When you see a damn squirrel on the damn power line, man. And they be making life or death situations. I brought that out not too long ago. Those squirrels, they have to die. A couple of squirrels had to die first before they figured it out. And they say, you know what? Nah, we can't step on this part of the power line. But that's not going to happen in the kingdom, man. Or you ever saw like birds eating out a damn dumpster, man? That's shit that the elect gonna notice, man. or those who understand what this thing is about. You're going to notice things like that. You're going to see that this shit off, man. But see, the scriptures say the rulers that the Lord is setting up is going to be the pillars of the earth, meaning the earth is going to function, you know, through that righteous government. Go ahead, Up.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 6:24. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world.
See, the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. So once the Lord raised up the elect, starting with, you know, the 144,000 governing body, our Lord Yahushua, spearhead the kingdom, that's going to be the welfare of the planet Earth. It's not going to be chemtrails, man. You know, it's not going to be power lines. Look like the damn Earth on a damn life machine, on a breathing machine, you know.
ICU. You
know, like the Earth on ICU, man. Damn power lines, you know. The Earth is oppressed too. That's why if you look at the Earth from an aerial view, and the Spirit revealed this, these robes, it looked like whips. You ever saw the back of a slave on these pictures? You see those whips. That's how the Earth looked with these robes. These different, there was nothing but whips. Where the so-called white man has oppressed the earth as well. So again, a multitude of the wise will be the welfare of the world. So once the Lord set us up in the world to come, the kingdom, the earth is going to flourish. It tells you that in 2 Ezra 14, how the earth has become weaker, man. And it has been defiled under the inhabitants thereof. All right, you got something?
It's Proverbs 29 and verse 2.
Oh, yep, that's it.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Yep, when the righteous is in authority, the people rejoice. Go ahead.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Now let's examine that real quick. Who rejoicing? I don't want to hear no shit about motherfucker on with the Snap, Instagram. That's bullshit, man. They bullshit. They ain't happy, man. Hey, when you consider these motherfuckers with money and the goods of this world, they through, man. They at the verge of committing suicide, like Kanye and all them crazy motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they said they do got money. They vexed. Even if it's something as subtle as 5 o'clock traffic or they flight delayed. But guess what? The reason being is because the wicked is in rulership, man. Okay? All right, that was it?
Yeah, I got another one.
Go ahead.
Romans 8 and verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature, waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High.
Yeah, so every living creature is waiting on the manifestation of the sons of the Most High, meaning they're waiting on the next rulers. And even if they don't know it, like when even the 2/3 motherfuckers who come up against us, the scoffers, every time you wake up, like you scoffers out there, every time your alarm wake you up at 6:30 and you grown, you know what that means? You waiting on us to be set up. You know, every time an animal, you know, run from a deer run from a damn hunter, that's a testament that they are waiting on the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. Because this is the worst case scenario, man. All right, so that was it on that 1 Samuel 2. You threw what you got over here?
Matter of fact, I got some going back to that Samuel. They said it was the Lord gonna lift us up. This is on Job 20:22 and verse 29. It said, when men are cast down, then thou shalt say, there is a lifting up.
Yep, yeah. And we was cast down. And we are saying there's a lifting up. And you witnessing it, man. Yahweh Shema Shah is raising us up. And it starts with the knowledge. You know why we know the kingdom is prepared for us? Because of the knowledge. Give me that real quick. Desire of wisdom to bring forth. Give me that in the 6th chapter.
That's fine.
Yep.
This is Wisdom Solomon, back Wisdom Solomon 6:20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
Read that again.
It said, therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
And this wisdom right here is not conventional wisdom. This is dealing with the proper knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. So just by having this understanding, this is a foreshadowing of the kingdom, man. That's why Yahweh Shah made the statement, the kingdom will not come with observation, neither will they say, lo here, lo there, for the kingdom is within you. So this is the kingdom. This is a manifestation of the kingdom, this understanding. Read again. Oh, you know what else proved that? 1 Kings, the 3rd chapter, man. King Solomon. Was not his rule established by the wisdom he desired? Did not that please Yahweh Shem Yahushua so much so that he was raised, he was set up, his kingdom was established, man? In fact, that kingdom, that 40-year rule, couldn't be rivaled with any other kingdom, you know? And pretty much that was a prelude, however you want to say it, to the kingdom of heaven. And that's another reason we're going to fuck you up, Esau. Because when you ever heard these devils give props to King Solomon's rule? Motherfuckers talk about all these other Egypt and they just slide King Solomon under the rug, man. They don't even mention it, man. You know? That proves that those are our enemies right there, man. And the very idea Yahweh torments them. It hunts them. They don't want to hear about it. See? Go ahead, Up.
Okay. It says, therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters.
Right, so there's nothing wrong with desiring the rule. That's what the scripture said. If your delight be in thrones and scepters, what?
O ye kings of the people.
Go ahead.
Honor wisdom.
Honor wisdom. See, go ahead.
That ye may reign forevermore.
Yeah, and that's where we come in at. We honor wisdom. We honor the wisdom of the scriptures. And in that event, the Lord is going to set us up to rule forevermore, man. And that's what you have been exposed to, man. There's nothing else can rival this way of thinking, man. So the hell with your family or whoever, your old friends, those who talk shit about you, you know, who cast you off, who separate you from their company because you now follow these teachings. The hell with them, man. You know, what you have coming, man. Hey, scriptures say, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what Yahweh Shema Shai has prepared for them who love him, man. See that? Come on,
going back on that wisdom, Sirach 4 and verse 11, wisdom exalted her children.
Woo! See, wisdom, there go that word. There go again. In order for you to qualify to be raised up, you have to be abased. So this wisdom is what is going to exalt us. Go ahead.
And lay hold of them that seek her.
That's it. All right. So now you got something else up?
Come on, jump down to verse 13.
Come on.
It says, he that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory.
Whoa, give me the precept for that. Give me Revelation, the 3rd chapter. Read this again.
It says, he that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory.
Right, and what it means to hold this wisdom fast, that means you got to retain it and you can't deviate from it. And we have seen that has been the ruin of many, man. Nigga coming to this day, all of a sudden, he teaching the earth is flat. And, you know, it show you how a nigga got a short attention span. They looking at the videos, then the related videos. See, real talk. It sounds funny, but that's true. That's why when you read Proverbs, the 4th chapter, it say, "Let thy eyelids look straight ahead." Because you have a nigga, they watching, you know, the videos, and some keep in the corner of their eye, and they see a video, you know what I mean? The Nephilim. Then they click on it. Then they got sound effects, graphics. Now all of a sudden, man, they come on the coming boy and ask you, what about the nut? You know, you be like, oh shit. That's a example of not holding fast to what you was given, man. See that? Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. We're gonna go back.
Revelations 3 and 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast.
The only thing we got is this truth. That's the only thing you can say that you really got. There's nothing else you can say you got, man. I got a good job. You ain't really got that, man. I got a house. Nope. Or a car. You ain't got nothing. Everything breaks down here, man. You know? You go look at an old picture of an old 2001 Chevy, you know? Well, if it wasn't restored and then it don't look the same. Guaranteed. Because it's going to break down, man. Nothing is eternal here. Nothing is infinite here, man. The only thing that's everlasting here is this truth, man. This is the only thing you got. That's why Yahweh said, hold fast to it. Read it again.
Revelation 3 and 11. It said, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast.
This knowledge, go ahead.
That no man take thy crown.
See, there you have it. This truth is the crown. Give me Sirach 1 and 18, I believe it is. Sirach 1 and 18. We're going to get back here. Give me Sirach 1 and 18.
This is the book of Sirach. Like it's Sirach 1 and verse 18. It said, the fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom.
Now, what's the fear of the Lord? Give me. Proverbs.
Proverbs 1 and 7 said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
See that? So now let's go back here.
So 1 and 18, the fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom.
So this wisdom is the crown. This is the beginning stages of this, the first phase of the crown. This wisdom is actually the crown. That's why it's a saying in the world, heavy is the head that wear the crown. Because this can weigh on your mind. This knowledge can weigh because that's their crown. The crown is heavy, man. See, go ahead.
It says, the fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish.
Mm-hmm. The new bodies and all that. Go ahead.
Both which are the gifts of the Most High, and they enlarge the rejoicing. It's like enlarge their rejoicing that love Him.
You see that? So the gift of the Most High starts with His wisdom, but it also morphs into the kingdom. That's why you read Luke the 12th chapter. It says the Lord has good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Fear not, little flock, for the Lord has good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Come on, Ox.
Okay, Sirach 4:13. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory, and wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless.
Yep. So when it enter into you, right? When wisdom enter into a man, that's Proverbs the 2nd chapter. The Lord is going to bless you, and that blessing is really going to go into the rulership of the kingdom. And Apostle Hall broke that down a while back. Really, those who are blessed is those who are empowered. You hear Jake say, "I'm blessed." Now, blessed is when somebody is kneeling to you, man. And again, that's where we at in this process. We desire that blessing, to have the nations to come bowing to us, man. To be subject, to be tributaries to us, man. You know, we desire for the day when the Lord allow, for us to receive the forces of the Gentiles and all whatever they might possess. That's truly being blessed. And you can't say that that's not in harmony with the scripture, because who pleased the Lord? King Solomon. And was he not the richest and the most powerful king? See? So that comes with, seek ye first the kingdom, and all things will be added unto thee. See?
I got some.
Yep, come on.
Yeah, this Proverbs 4, and I started verse 8. It said, exalt her, and she shall promote thee.
Right, see that? Woo! And that's where we at now. We exalting this wisdom. To exalt this wisdom is to push it forth. It's to publish it. To lay it out on display. That's why the scripture say every person of the scribe brings out treasures old and new. So we present it to you. We're not hiding it. We exalt it. But what it's going to do? Read that again.
It said, exalt her, and she shall promote thee.
Yep, go ahead.
She shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her.
Yep, woo, and that means to hold up fast. Go ahead, you got it.
It says, she shall give to thine head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory shall she deliver to thee.
See that? So coming into this truth is not just some phase and black coat. And that's what niggas do, man. We were just discussing that before we turned on the camera. Because, down here in this city, you have, guys who come up to the camp and they try to tempt us, asking questions. They got fringes on. But they don't really understand the magnitude of what this is about, man. They don't understand that this thing is all about being exalted and receiving that crown. And if you don't believe me, just read Ezra, the 2nd chapter. That's actually a day reserved, right, in prophecy, known as the crowning. While Lord Yahweh Shai is actually going to crown the elect. He's going to physically set crowns. Imagine that, man. Imagine that. The Lord himself is going to sit crowns on the head of the elect, man. Solidifying your rulership forevermore. All right? That's what's going on over here. Okay? If you're inquiring about what we're teaching about, that's what we're teaching. We're teaching of a kingdom over here, man. The kingdom of heaven. All right? The kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of Yahweh Shai by default. All right? So you got some over here? All right, so let's go back.
Daniel.
Yep, come.
This book of Daniel, chapter 2 and 44. It said, and in the days of these kings.
So now let's get into it. What we're reading right here is a prophecy, man. And this prophecy is concerning the very time we're in now. Now, the scripture saying the days of those kings. That's dealing with this conglomerate. When you read Revelation, somebody give me that real quick. You know what I want? Revelation 17. They was given an hour.
Oh, yeah, come.
All right, so scripture say in the days of those kings, that's concerning this conglomerate of nations that's in power. This system, this beast system. like we mentioned earlier briefly, the UN, you have different seats on the UN. You have a conglomerate of nations that's ruling. All right, which this is the so-called white man's hour to rule, but the Lord allowed the other nations to come in on his rulership as well. We're going to get there. Go ahead.
This Revelations 17:12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet.
Yep, go ahead.
But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
And we really in that hour. And really that hour is really up right now. And when you really go into the logistics, if you will, the numbers, when you crunch it, that hour is really up because the hour, according to the scriptures, around 40 years. So that hour is up pretty much there on borrowed time. See that? Read that again.
It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
So that's the time we're in. This is the days of those kings. And this is very important to know because in the midst of this little rulership, the Lord is working a work subtly. And we're going to show you that. Go ahead up.
Back Daniel 2:44. And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom.
Woo! So in the midst of these kings, the time we're in now, the Lord is setting up a kingdom right up under your nose, man. See that? Now let's go into this. Let's go into that word set up. The scripture said the Lord's going to set up a kingdom, right? Come on.
So this is word set up, Strong's 8:69-66, Quam. And it says to arise.
Woo, to arise.
Stand.
To arise.
That's it.
See? Go to, where you finna go?
I'm going to go to Job 5.
Okay, Connie, give me Revelation 11.
I'm already up.
Yep.
Connie, this is on Revelations 11 and 11. It says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them.
And that spirit of life is this wisdom again. See, go ahead.
And they stood upon their feet.
They rose up on their feet. That's dealing with the men that you see teaching his word, as well as those of you believers out there. We have rose up from that state, and that actually is outlined in Ezekiel the 37th chapter as well. All right, give me what you got.
Job 5 and verse 11. To set up on high those that be low, that those which mourn may be exalted to safety.
Yeah, see that? So again, that's the process. And it was all set up to happen in this lifetime and at this very moment, during the reign of these different kings. See? So now you got something else over here for
me? Something real quick. This Psalm 50 and 21, it said, these things hast thou done, and I kept silent, though it's like thou thoughtest that I was altogether as such as one as thyself.
Right. And the so-called white man, as well as the other nations, but mainly the so-called white man, they thought that the Most High was with them. Because after everything they did to us, we being downtrodden under the foot of this devil, man. The ill dealings, treacherous acts, crimes, and atrocities committed against us. And it seemed as if the so-called white man got away scot-free. It seemed as if there was no end in sight. And this man actually thought that the Lord was with him. Right? But let's read on.
It says, but I will reprove thee.
So the Lord said he's going to reprove you, devils. And how is the Lord accomplishing that? Through the prophets. That's why, the sincere men of Yahweh Shema Shah, no matter what we teach, we get on Esau. Real talk. You can have a brother teaching, how to make a garment, man. Because, you got brothers with actually videos how to make a garment from scratch. Somewhere in the video, you're going to get on Esau. Or you might do a lesson on the Hebrew language. It all goes back to getting on Esau. And that's in, what's that, Ezekiel? Ezekiel, the 35th chapter, where the Lord commanded us to prophesy against the so-called white man. Mount Seir, go ahead.
It says, but I will reprove thee.
Yep, so we reproving Esau, go ahead.
And set them in order before thine eyes.
So the Lord is setting us up. He's setting us in order right before your eyes. And that's being played out by way of the internet if you can receive it. Okay? Got to remember the Lord ain't shying away from nothing. The Lord ain't tiptoeing. Not like the Lord got us in a cut in the corner, and we got an underground network where we secretly, we boldly coming out telling you that we finna rule, man. The nation of Israel will be raised up, starting with the elect. All right, come on.
It's Ezekiel 37, verse 9. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord power, come from the four winds of breath, and breathe upon these slain.
Yep, and that's dealing with this knowledge. That's a metaphor. This is poetry, man. All right, this is a parable, a dark saying, concerning the state of Israel where we was dead. We didn't know who he was, but then the Lord set up the prophets to prophesy to the wind. And that breath of life came into us. See, go ahead.
It says that they may live.
Yep, and now we're alive. We got that jolt of energy, if you will. Spiritual CPR, man. Go ahead.
So I prophesied as he commanded me.
And this is a commandment. The Lord commanded us to prophesy. Go ahead.
And the breath came unto them, and they lived, and they stood upon their feet.
See, and they stood upon their feet, man. Go ahead.
And exceedingly great army.
An exceedingly great army. All right. So that was it. All right, come on.
I got some real quick. This is on Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness.
See, read that again.
It said, then shall the righteous man stand.
Stand, right? Insinuating what? We was once laid out. We was once sprawled out. And I think that's Isaiah 51, I believe. Let's say they had us lay down and walk over us. Okay? Go ahead.
It said, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
Before the face of such as afflicted. How did that play it out? Again, through the internet. We right in your face. We boldly in your face. Okay? Go ahead.
It said, and made no account of his labors. When they see it.
When they see it, go ahead.
They shall be troubled with terrible fear.
Right. And why are they going to be troubled? Because we rose up from the dead. It's like a movie. You kill the bad guy. Then, at the end of the movie, you thought he was dead. Then he reach up and grab your pants leg. And guess what? It's a part 2. Well, we're in part 2, man. We're coming into part 2 now. You thought we was dead. But the Lord raised us back up, man. See, go ahead.
It says, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
Go ahead.
And I can say something too.
Yeah,
And this is the beginning stage of the salvation. I said, to save them by the foolishness of preaching, man. So this is the beginning stages of that strangeness.
Well, it goes into that process. Because easily we can say, yep, we're going to be saved, and we're going to be caught up, yeah. But there's going to be a build-up. That salvation is happening really now. When you plant a seed, that seed don't just bust out of the ground a great mulberry tree. It actually grows into it. See? So we growing into that salvation. This is the beginning stage, like the brother said. Go ahead.
All right,
come on. You have something? All right, so let's go back.
Come back, Daniel 2:44. And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom.
Right. So the Lord says he's going to set up a kingdom in the days of these kings. Now let's go back to that word set up.
Because the word set up, it says to arise, to stand. It says to arise from, to come on the scene.
To what?
Come on the scene.
To come on the scene, man. And then there you go. We on the scene. Or not, we here on the internet. You can't make this stuff up, man. The kingdom is before you. We have come on the scene. Matter of fact, give me 1 Corinthians. What's that? 1 Corinthians 4 and 9. And, you can give me, I think that's St. John 13, around 34 and 35. Yeah, so the scriptures say the Lord is going to, in the days of these kings, going to set up a kingdom. And that word in the Hebrew is quam. And one of the definitions is to come on the scene. That's beautiful, man. All right, come on.
Kind of on 1 Corinthians 4 and verse 9. For I think that the Most High has set forth us, the apostles last, as it was appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world.
What?
A spectacle unto the world.
A spectacle unto the world. Look up that word spectacle, Baba Pasha. Go ahead, give me what you got.
St. John 13 and 35. But like I start 34. It said, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you.
And what it means to love one another as the Lord has loved you is to teach you. Okay? That's that love. Because, okay, if it's not, how can I love? I don't know certain brothers, brothers come in, boy. One brother, he said he come out, he get salutations from New Mexico. Brother said salutations from London. In the physical sense of the word love, in the modern sense, in order for me to love you, I have to be around. I have to give you a hug. That bubbly feeling bullshit. This is the love. The scriptures say, love one another as I have loved you. How did the Lord love us? By giving us this knowledge, man. Okay? So in turn, we are to love. See, like the brother said, to teach. That's that love. Okay, read it again.
It says, a new commandment that I give unto you, that ye love one another.
Oh, it's an old saying, give a man fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a man how to fish.
That's it.
See, go ahead.
It says, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
See that? Go ahead. Oh, comfort one another with these words. See? Go ahead.
It said, by this
act of love and teaching, what's going to happen?
Shall all men know that ye are my disciples.
And how do they know that? Because they see us on the internet. Because I could slide you $20 and nobody ever know it. That's love right in your mind, but all men are not going to know that. So if we teaching you this form of love, then by this, all men is going to know that we disciples of Yahweh, because we're going to be plastered out there. We're going to be thrust into the public's eye. And this is the way it was meant to be. See that? A city hid. The city is set on top of a hill.
That's it.
So everybody, All right, come on.
The word spectacle. Strong.
I'll read the precept one more time out.
1 Corinthians 4 and verse 9. For I think that the Most High has sent forth us, the apostles last, as it was appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
Yep. So come on.
Now, word on spectacle is on Strong's G2302 is theatron.
Oh, theatron, which goes back to theater, man. Like a movie, a play. See? Go ahead.
This is a public show.
Oh, what?
A public show.
There you have it, man. So we just read in St. John the 13th chapter. When you show this type of love, then everybody gonna know you're a disciple of Yahweh Shai. Why? Because you out there in the public. This is the way the Lord set it up, man. So you can see the kingdom. So you can see it, man. See that? So now, let's go back to where we was at, unless you got something else over here. All right, so let's go back.
Daniel 2 and 44, it said, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed.
Yep, so this is a perpetual thing. It's not going to be a time when the kingdom, where we're going to be looking over our shoulder. We're not going to get a report. Someone just stirred up the needs, and now we got to, watch out. No, because first and foremost, we're going to be built and designed in such a way to never offend again. It tells you in the kingdom, we're going to keep the laws in our inward parts. It's going to be woven in our DNA, if you will, to keep the laws. It's going to be instinct. Just like you can blink, you sneeze, you cough. That's how it's going to be keeping the law for us. So there's not going to be any need for the Lord to raise up against us, man. Okay? So this is what's going to contribute to us being a perpetual kingdom. See? Go ahead.
It said, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Just like America, the so-called white man kingdom, going to be left to us. We, meaning the rulership. See, it's not like we're going to have a run and that's going to be the end, and all of a sudden, now let's press the reset button. Now it's time for the Assyrians and the Egyptians to rule again. No, this kingdom is not going to be left to another. See, you got something else over there?
Yeah. This is Ecclesiastes, Sirach 10, and I started verse 14. It said, the Lord have cast down the thrones of proud princes.
Right, and again, Daniel, what we read that, it goes into the statue. It goes into the different empires, kingdoms, and regimes that came into power. And the Lord cast their ass down, man. And I think there's also in, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is in Job, the 12th chapter, I believe, where the Lord said he sent away princes empty. Well, that's all these different rulers, man. Go ahead.
It said, and set up the meek in their stead.
Yeah, so the Lord has set us up in their stead, right?
It said the Lord have plucked up the roots of the proud nations.
And that's going to be on display more than ever here in America. Okay, when the Lord pluck up this place, that's going to be a testament of the Lord plucking up the proud nations, man. See, go ahead.
And planted the lowly in their places.
And planted the lowly in their places. See? All right, come on.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra 4 and verse 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, if the place where the evil is sown pass not away,
and that's America. This place got to pass away, and that's also reiterated in 1 John the 2nd chapter. This world passeth away. See, go ahead.
then cannot it come that is sown with good.
And that's the kingdom of heaven. See, go ahead.
It says, for the grain of the evil seed have been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning.
No, that was it on this. So the Lord is going to establish us in the stead of all these other rulers, meaning we're going to be the rulers. And you know what? This is what contributes to this being a strange form of teaching. Because when we promote the idea of the so-called Negro, are you kidding me? So-called Negro, Latino, and Native American being the next rulers, you can see why someone will stumble at that idea. And certainly you can see why somebody will resist that idea. Because look where we at, man. You know? But as it were, Yahweh Shema Shah is making an emphatic point by this. Matter of fact, you know what? Give me that. Is that Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 5?
Oh, that's wrong. Number 5.
That's what that is. Okay, Con, yeah.
This is the book on Sirach 11, verse 5. Many kings have sat down upon the ground.
That's beautiful. See, read that again.
It says, many kings have sat down upon the
See
ground.
that? So again, you see what the common thread is? Rulership, man. That's why some pork chop eating pastor, that doctrine don't make sense. It don't make sense a nigga with a handkerchief sweating, talking shit on the pulpit, and then you hear a selection from the choir, and all of a sudden at the corner of your eye, fucking collection plate coming. That don't make sense when you read the scriptures with understanding, man. This thing is about rulership. Read that again.
It says, many kings have sat down upon the ground.
Yeah, and we have witnessed that, man. From the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persian Empire, the ancient Greeks, the Romans, and all these different subpar, if you will, rulerships and kingdoms that sprung up as well. You know, but the scriptures highlight and spotlight the main, you know, empires. But what's the one constant? None of these kingdoms ever had a perpetual rule, man. So they all fail. Go ahead, read it again.
It says, many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of hath won the crown.
Yeah, nobody ever thought the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, man. I almost chuckle, had a genuine chuckle just thinking about it, man. Because look where we come from. Look at the state we've been in. Living in ghettos, barrios, on reservations, man. You know, the prisons and penitentiaries packed with our people, man. You know? Shit, going back hundreds of years, you know, shit, our people didn't even have education, if you will. A lot of our people didn't know how to read, write, you know? So certainly this people here wasn't considered to be the next rulers. But this adds to the shock value of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. Hey, that's why the Lord sent Yahweh Shah, you know, on that donkey, man. You know? So that proves that's how the Lord get down. All right, you got something?
Yeah, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 4. It says, we fools accounting his life as madness and his end to be without honor.
And that's the way they look at us, man. All right? They don't think the end of this run will be with honor. Go ahead.
It says, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High?
Ooh, how is this man, how is the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American numbered amongst the children of the Most High? And what do it mean when it says the children of the Most High? Israel, which translates to what? Princes of the power. So they think, damn, these the rulers? See, go ahead.
It says, in his lot among the saints.
And his lot amongst the saints. If you amongst that number, you are allotted to rule. Think about that. If you are amongst it, you're going to rule. A lot of us don't even really understand what it means to rule, man. You know, you have an idea of it. And even that's based upon, you know, whatever you read or see in a movie. We really can't capture what it means to rule. Matter of fact, give me that. We quoted it earlier. Is the 18th chapter, is it? Eyes have not seen.
Oh, yeah,
Get that real quick.
Yeah. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 2. It's like 1 Corinthians chapter 2 in verse 9. It says, but as it is written, I have not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which the Most High have prepared for them that love him.
Yeah. So we don't have, we can't even fathom, you know, the thing that the Lord has prepared for us, man. And that goes into St. John the 14th chapter as well, where the Lord said, I go to prepare a place for you, man. Okay? So eyes have not seen. You haven't seen the rulership that the Lord has laid up for us, man. You know? You haven't heard everything that comes with the kingdom of heaven, man. You know? So, you know, again, that shows you right there that this idea, you can't even capture it in this body. Oh, that's why the promises goes into the new bodies, man. We're gonna have the new bodies to even, you know, deal with the power that Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna give us, man. So again, you have been brought into a very privileged situation here. Okay? So you got something else over here?
Yeah, come.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Isaiah 45:17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Yep. Read that again.
It says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye should not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Yep, a world without end. And that world goes into a rulership. All right, this rulership is going to be without end. And you notice right there, this is only for Israel, man. Imagine that. Esau ass who put all this hell on us is well documented what this nigga did to us, right? The crimes committed against us. But in the kingdom, we supposed to say forgive and forget. And this nigga break bread with us in the kingdom, man. No, man. It's therapeutic. It's something therapeutic about revenge. Something therapeutic about kicking your ass for what you did to us, man. That comes with the kingdom. So we're going to kick Esau ass in the kingdom, man. So again, Isaiah, the brother just read right there, Isaiah the 45th chapter, that's dealing with Israel, and in particular, the elect of the nation of Israel. This rule, this reign is going to be a perpetual rule forever and ever. All right?
Yep.
Come on, right?
Yeah, back Daniel 12:44 again, it says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Yep, and it goes in the biblical prophecy. Give me that in Revelation 2. We're going to break in pieces all the other nations. Okay? Meaning our rulership is going to be a rigorous rule. Go ahead, huh?
Revelation 2:26, and he shall, it's like, and he that overcometh and keepeth my words unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
See, will I give power? There you go again. This thing is about rulership, man, and power. All right? The Lord said he will keep my works unto the end. I will give rulership and power over the nations. Go ahead.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
What you think we're going to do with that rod of iron? We're going to bust you up. We're going to break you in pieces. See, go ahead.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father.
So go back to Daniel.
Back Daniel 2 and 4 again. It says, in the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So
we just read in Revelation the 2nd chapter, we're going to have that rod of iron. And Yahweh Shai said, even as I received of my Father. So we're going to be joint heirs to Yahweh Shai's rulership. See? And when was that promise to Yahweh Shai? Let's get it.
It's Psalms 2 and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance.
Yep, go ahead.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a polished vessel.
Yeah, so we're going to have, this rulership is going to be rigorous, man. It's going to be hell for you other nations. The kingdom of heaven means hell for everybody else outside of Israel. All right? So come on, give me what you got.
This is the book of Isaiah 60 and verse 10. It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
Read that again.
It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
This is a prophecy, man, concerning the kingdom of heaven. And that's another thing. You know, we talk about the streets paved with gold, you know, the different fortresses and, you know, the beautiful, you know, palaces in the kingdom of heaven and so forth. That's going to be built up, man. Not like we're going to just, you know, conjure up, you know. No, you nation starting with Esau, you're gonna build up the kingdom of heaven. Read that again.
It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their king shall minister unto thee.
Yeah, meaning these rulers that rule now, like this guy Trudeau in Canada and all these different world leaders, this bitch Merkel over in Germany. Those rulers are gonna be our servants, man. See, read that again.
It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their king shall minister unto thee.
Putin, you're gonna be our servants. See, go ahead.
For in my wrath I smote thee,
Right, the Lord smote us in his wrath. Right, go ahead.
but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
Woo, so the Lord is going to actually have mercy on us. And that's in Isaiah the 14th chapter. The Lord said he would yet choose Israel. Go ahead.
It says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Right, it's not going to be slow in the kingdom. It's going to be jumping. It's going to be pumping. So you can understand in the kingdom. Our gates is going to be open continually. It's not going to be a crash, a recession in the kingdom of heaven. See, read that again.
It says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Mm-hmm.
They shall not be shut day nor
These
night.
are the teachings of Yahweh Shah, man. What we open up with is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Well, we giving you the mysteries, man. We actually giving you a vivid look, a colorful illustration into the kingdom, man. It's recorded in the scriptures. Right? Go ahead.
That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
Yeah, they're going to bring us everything they got. They're going to pay tribute to us. Like Esau tax you. Like, you can be on a game show, you can win some, and they tax you. Well, guess what? We're going to tax the shit out of you. You're going to give us everything. We're going to own you. Right? Read that again.
It says, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles,
Mm-hmm.
and that the kings may be brought.
Yeah, you going to be brought. Because if I own you, look, I ain't got to go through all this pinching and bargaining to get your land. If I own you, that means I own everything else. See, go ahead.
And a quick precept.
Yeah, come on.
It's Isaiah 49 and verse 22. Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles and set up a standard to the people.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall bring thy sons in thy arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders.
Mm-hmm. And if you go into them old movies, like you see them kings, they carry them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, it's going to be beautiful in the kingdom of heaven, man. See, go ahead.
It says, and kings shall be thy nursing fathers.
There you go again. Kings is going to be our nursing fathers. Go ahead.
And their queens, their nursing mothers.
Yep, they're going to minister unto us. They're going to be as slaves and handmaids. They're going to be at our disposal. If you want to prop your feet up on that motherfucker. You know what? They used to do us like that, man. You had this nigga Trump on all fours. You had your feet propped up on that nigga. No, just for sport, For 10 years. Because, because we're going to be, remember, it's going to be double. Go ahead, up.
Gun. It says,
hey, that's why this thing is about faith, man. See, if you ain't got the mentality to stomach what's going on here, then you're going to either vomit it up or you're not going to even be able to embrace it all together. See, go ahead.
It says, they shall bow down to thee with their face toward the ground.
See that? See? That's spirit. That's spirit, man. Go ahead.
And lick up the dust of thy feet.
Gonna lick up you got these entry-level Israelites. They get a kick. That's their glory to have an Edomite bow down. Fuck that, man. We want rulership, man. We want that in the kingdom.
Yeah,
come on.
With that benefit
Fuck
doing
you,
that on this side,
Fuck, man.
You still gonna have to go to work, man. Yeah, you gonna tell me work and eat my kiss my
nigga, stop that Chick-fil-A after that, man.
It ain't like you in the palace or nothing.
Yeah.
You on the sidewalk, nigga. It says
nigga gotta go pay off a ticket. But see, that's some crazy shit, man. Go ahead.
It says, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
See that? And that's all of you all out there, man. This is a form of waiting on Yahweh Shema Shah. Because certainly we're not going to take up arms or march or protest or none of that BS, man. You know what we're going to do? We're going to constantly get fed with this understanding, and we're going to wait on Yahweh Shema Shah. We believe, man. We believe that Yahweh Shah is coming, man. And he's coming to stake his rightful ownership on the planet Earth and beyond. And he's going to be, Yahweh Shah beautiful, man. It's like someone who hit us lit, hit the score, and he shared with everybody else. He break bread with his peoples, man. That's how Yahushua doing this thing, man. Yahushua gonna bring us in on his inheritance, man. And a part of that inheritance is kicking you other nations' ass. All right? You got something else over here? Yeah, no, it's more. Come on.
Isaiah 60.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to Isaiah 60 verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
Yeah, see that? Read this again.
It says, for the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee
See
shall
these
perish.
words jumping out, man. It's making sense. It said the nation that will not serve thee. See, going back to what? Rulership. See, we being groomed to be kings and princes over here, man. Go ahead.
It says, yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Yeah, all those who don't serve us, they're going to be utterly wasted. See, go ahead.
It says, the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee.
Go ahead.
The fir trees, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together.
That's dealing with all the nations, all these different nations. They're going to come unto us. Go ahead.
To beautify the place of my sanctuary.
Ooh, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. Go ahead.
It says, and I will make the place of my feet glorious.
What do it mean when the Lord says he's going to make the place of his feet glorious? That's talking about the planet Earth. That's why the scriptures say the earth is my footstool. So the earth is in the lowest condition it can be in, but in that day, the Lord said the earth is going to be glorified, man. You're going to have grapes, these big sized grapes. Yeah, motherfuckers fanning you, man, with a big feather, man. I mean, hey, man. Come on,
Come. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee.
Oh, read this again.
It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee.
See, this is redemption, man. The sons of them who afflicted us Esau, man. And the other nations, but Esau is the one who we put the spotlight on. And there's a reason why his affliction is more documented than, the other nations, because that's the one who we're going to put hell on the most. The sons of the very ones who afflicted us, meaning the very ones who afflicted us, they're going to get their ass afflicted. Read this again.
Come. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee.
Come on.
And all they that despise thee shall bow down themselves. So I can read again. It says, and all that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet.
Yeah.
And they shall call thee the city of the Lord.
Imagine that. Motherfucker bowing to you saying, y'all the Israelites. Hey man, that's gonna, hey man, you're gonna get a rush, man. You're gonna get chills in that day. Because see, like we always say, this is just the beginning right here. All this gotta come to pass, man. You think this is the climax when we said, call all your house, man, it's gonna get way intense than that. We're gonna be praising the Lord way. Right now, we just saying it. We're gonna be jumping up for joy. We're gonna be saying, damn, man. Because these words is going to stand the test of time. The Lord is going to honor what we're reading right here, man. That's going to actually be a day where these devils, these other nations are going to crawl down and drop down and say, you are the city of the Most High, man. That's real rulers. Hey, they don't do that to the so-called white man. Don't nobody bow to this nigga or, they just follow suit. But any of these, you going to say something?
No.
This is a whole different animal. This is a different type of rulership. Where you have motherfuckers coming dropping to you, man. Let's show you how much the Lord really loves us, man. Go ahead.
Come and read it again. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel.
Yep, the memory, the memorial of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. A reminder of there's a power out there. That's what it means by Zion. We're going to be a reminder of the Most High. We really bringing that memory back now. Just us bringing this word out. We the real Zion. We the real memory of the Lord, man. Who shall rise up from, who shall declare a generation? Go ahead.
It says, whereas they has been forsaken and hated.
Yeah, we was forsaken and hated. Right? Go ahead.
So that no man went through thee.
Yeah, nobody went through the ghetto. Nobody wanted to go through Chicago. If they did, they was like, that's where the niggas live. Nobody wanted to deal with us, man. When the last time your neighbor was a gook? When the last time you had a real Moabite in the hood with you, man? See that? Go ahead.
It says, I will make thee an eternal excellency.
Yeah, this kingdom is going to be eternal excellency. Cold words right there. Who's speaking it though? That's your how about Shemaiah shot. That's not just some a nigga get lip service, man. We're gonna be running this bitch in a year. Just no. Nigga telling you some shit. And you already skeptical, like, I don't know about this, bro. No, man. This is your how about Shemaiah shot. See, read that again.
It says, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy for many generations.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, thou shalt.
It's a joy for many generations. Forever and ever and ever. Go ahead.
It says, thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles.
Right, meaning you're going to serve us. That's not literal. To suck the milk of the Gentiles means we're going to eat off your resources. Or do not the so-called white man do that? All right, everything that you got is going to be ours. Go ahead.
It says, and shall suck the breast of kings.
Mm-hmm. And shall suck the breast of kings. Go ahead.
And thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior.
Woo!
And thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob.
Yeah, let me see that right there. Let me look at this. What you just read? I knew that. That's your Howard shot. Because Jake, they despise your Howard shot. And that day, they're gonna know. They're gonna be crying, man. They're gonna be emotional. They're gonna say, man, it's your Howard shot, man. That's the king. We were talking about this too, man. This little mystical. They talking about, man. First James was the Howard servant. Then he was your Howard shot. That proved that you hate your Howard shot, man. Okay? The Lord lifted up your Howard shot to be the enzyme. Your Howard shot is the Savior. That's the king. Right? And we're going to be coming in on his inheritance, man. See? Go ahead.
Come. It says, for brass, I will bring gold.
See, for brass, I will bring gold. Right? Go ahead.
And for iron.
Hey, you can see brass. Like even in here, I can see the faint, through the spirit. All of a sudden, I see the faintness. You see brass. See what I'm saying? It's like, but the Lord said, for brass, I'm going to give you gold. Right? Go ahead.
It says, for brass, I will bring gold. And for iron, I will bring silver.
See? And for iron, I'll give silver. You see iron everywhere. That's going to be silver. Go ahead.
And for wood, brass. And for stones, iron.
Yep.
I will also.
Meaning ultimately, what all that just meant, we're going to be upgraded. See? We're going to be upgraded. See that? Go ahead.
I will also make.
Hey, this is the good news, man. Okay? This is the teachings of the kingdom of heaven, man. Again. This is what we got to look forward to over here, man. And when you consider Christianity, you got to die first. And you're really not sure what's going to happen. You're going to die. You just hope you see your grandma some crazy shit, man. No, this right here is dealing with, the Lord upgrading us, man. Taking us from this lower state and pretty much pressing the reset button. We starting over in righteousness, man. Only Yahweh Shemaiah Shah can grant that type of, luxury, man. See, go ahead.
It says, I will also make thy officers peace and thy exactors righteousness.
Go ahead.
It says, violence shall no more be heard.
It says, violence shall no more be heard. Go ahead.
In thy land.
In thy land. That proves that's talking about our people. That's all you hear in the hood. A little girl got shot with a straight bullet. Let's show you how bad this book is. Read that again.
It says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land.
In Compton, Chicago, certain parts of Atlanta, even in Birmingham, these hard everywhere. It really ain't no different. Really, all these different cities with Jake the Well and whatever is known as the hood in that particular place, is violence heard in that land. Got niggas telling stories, Unc was a motherfucker, That's what the scripture's saying. Read that again.
It says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land.
See, go ahead.
Wasting or destruction within thy borders.
Yep, wherever you dwell, because wherever we dwell, wherever our borders, is violence, hurt, niggas riding by you here rap, violence, wasting, destruction. See, go ahead.
It says, but thou shalt call thy wall salvation.
Yep.
And thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day. Neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee.
And what that means? That means we're going to have this knowledge. Okay, the sun and the moon is not going to be our bright. you know, a lot of people think the kingdom is not going to be a sun or a moon. No, that means that we're going to have this understanding, you know, forever. I forget what it's at. I don't know if it's that same scripture, but there's another prophecy that say that how the sun and the moon will never go down on us. Well, that's in this, right? That's the next verse. Okay, I thought so. Go ahead.
Come, it says, but the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light.
Yep, and that's this information, this knowledge. Go ahead.
And thy power and thy glory.
Yep, go ahead.
It says the sun shall no more go down.
Yep. See, go ahead.
It says neither shall thy moon withdraw itself.
Meaning what? We'll never lose this knowledge again. We'll never lose this understanding again. The fact that we Israelites, we lost that before. The sun went down on us before. When the day you start calling yourself a Negro, that was a signal that the sun went down on you, man. Read that again.
It says the sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself. For the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended.
Yeah, the days of our mourning shall be ended. And that's also in Revelation. That was you going to get?
I was about to get.
Yep, let's get that.
Nah.
It's 24.
21.
21. Because it's Revelation 21 and verse 4. It says, and the Mosiah, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
See that? Yeah.
And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
See that? There you have it, man. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, you brothers out there laboring in his work, and as always, the believers, the Akim and the Aqua of light that subscribe to these teachings as well. Till next time, Shalom.
Shalom. DTA, abide the ball.